Well, hello everybody, welcome to the I.T.L. Oh, as you see, yet again, we're in the freaking garage. And you can tell, every time I'm in the garage, it's always, this time of year, you know what's going on outside. I mean, it is just peeing down freaking rain like crazy. We're getting storms coming through the last 2 days. The only thing I gotta say is, come on guys. You guys out west, you know who you are. You got Navy Thomas A, you got Suburban Rider, you got Vic P&E, you've got Reed's Bud, you got the freaking Buckeye Boys. You know who you are. Stop sending your freaking weather this way. I'm done with it. I'm not done with my rant there. Sorry guys, I just had to let that one go. I mean, I'm just so sick and tired of this weather. Every time I go shoot the I.T.L. I mean, they call them great weather. I go to set my cameras up, look up at the sky, and clouds are just pouring in. And maybe it's just camera. Maybe it's this camera. Maybe it's jinxed. I don't know. But it really, because this camera is actually not the original camera I used to shoot with the I.T.L. This is its twin. The twin actually died. It had a ribbon cable that went from the side screen to the camera, inside the camera, and it broke. And I took it in to see if it could get repaired, and I was told, dude, you're going to cost more for these parts, and plus you got this, and this going bad. It ain't worth it. So the guy was nice enough to just waive the bill and let me go on home. Okay. A little bit of this week I want to try and show you, since we're in the garage again. And let's go ahead. I've been referred to a new kind of, I call it kind of a small Amazon website, and I'm not going to recommend it yet to anybody. I mean, I'll tell you what it is, but it's buyer beware. It's user beware really on it. I haven't tried it out enough. And the last product I actually bought, and I know it's not the site's fault for the product. The site seems to be pretty good. The product, it's all out of China. It's all out of China. Of course, what isn't anymore? That's what it seems like. What isn't? But it's Wish.com, and Wish.com is actually, I call it a mini Amazon. It's pretty well, most of it's all cheap, and it's really low price on shipping on most of the things. You pay attention to that though. I've seen a couple of things that the shipping was way ridiculous in my eyes. But normally what I've ordered from it, I've only paid a few dollars shipping and handling at the most. And I hopefully I'll have product coming in soon, well within the next month, in a month or two, that I've ordered, because I've ordered actually off of two different sites. It was Sleaze Bay and also Wish.com. So I got a couple of things coming in hopefully that we are picked up, and I'm going to show you the first product I picked up, which I am not totally thrilled about. As far as, I mean, if it was a normal person, an average being, I'll say it, that don't know how to stitch, so that's afraid of modifying anything, you don't want this particular product. And what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about the helmet itself. You see my helmet's all set up for riding. It's got my scale rider, my camera. Well, one nice thing I added to it, and you probably can't see it too well, I know you won't be able to see it too well, is I added a quick release. Now I'll probably flip up a picture. It's a quick release for the chin strap. Okay, and on this part, a lot of it is buyer beware. On that is because you want the 3-piece quick release buckle. You don't want the 2-piece. And I really didn't pay close attention to this, and this was the 2-piece, which means you have the piece that goes on the strap away from the D-rings. That's okay. Then you got the piece which stuck down inside my helmet on the D-ring side. Okay, the buckle itself. And what you should have is a piece of the buckle and a third piece that will slide up right where the D-rings are, slide through, then clip into the buckle part. Now that will stay there to where it turns into like a seatbelt type setup with that. Okay, this one you actually had to literally go in and cut the stitching on the strap. slice the stitching down. Be really careful and slice it down. And then remove your D-rings. You could leave them on if you want to, but I remove the D-rings and put you had to slide the strap through the buckle. Then stitch it back up. Which I found, of course, my helmet's a cheap freaking helmet anyway. And I did find out that the stitching was inadequate anyway in my eyes. And that's exactly what I'm hearing. Don't, you're going to ruin this, it's not going to be safe anymore. And that's what I was thinking whenever I did it. But whenever I started cutting on the threads, and it had very little stitching across it, and the thread was so thin that I'm like, I can't believe they did this. They used this. I mean, my wife's thread in her sewing box was thicker. So I took some of her black thread and stitched it back and forth. I did like, 8, 9 times straight back and forth with her thread in 2 different rows. Then I went back through, because I do leather work. And I found some heavy black leather thread that I use. And I stitched it back through like 5 times for the 2 rows with that. So it's not going anywhere. My neck's going to break before this probably breaks off. But let's hope that never happens. But I made my helmet stronger. And that's in my thinking is, people say, oh, no, you're not. You're going to ruin the safety aspect of it. If I didn't do it that way, I would agree. But I actually made the helmet better. And if you're not willing to put the extra work into it, put the extra time in, the 3-piece is better. And actually 3-piece is less hassle than what I went through. But I paid $2 for the buckle. It was $1 shipping from China, and I waited a month. Which, hindsight's 50-50. I mean, it is what it is. Would I do it again? Probably not. But I'm using it. It works good. I like the idea of having the quick release in the same setting all the time, because I'm always, whenever I get in a hurry, afterwards I'm always playing with it to get comfortable again. Because you don't want the helmet too tight, but you don't want it loose either. But you want it comfortable. So I got to settle for that. But I'm just saying, buyer beware. I'm not saying anything great about this site yet. We'll see in the future. This is just the first product I've gotten from it. And I think the product, after I installed it, it works really good. It seemed to be really strong. I've actually put the helmet on my head and just gave it a really hard yanks several times. And it ain't giving loose. There's no creaking, no groaning. Because if it won't put up with me just yanking on it as hard as I can, then it ain't going to hold up for riding on a bike if I go down. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. I know that a lot of people don't like the buckles. They're not safe. Well, I understand that the earlier ones weren't good at all. But this one here seems to be okay for me so far. If I come across anything type of negative, I will put it out to these guys. But this is MuzzleMike. I'll have the information, the website address down in the description. It is wish.com, WISH.com. And no, they're not sponsoring me. Nobody's sponsoring me. I didn't go and take a sponsor, because I'd rather be able to sit there and tell you the goods and the bad of every product. I'm not going to be tied down to just saying, oh, this is what it is. It's this good. This is the goods, and not keep telling you the bad stuff, or not be able to come up after I show you something and it being bad, and not be able to say anything about it. I'm not having my hands tied. No sponsors. That way you can get from me what I've experienced. This is MuzzleMike. I hope you all have a great week. Signing out.